my friends? It's your old pal Jordan the Lion, and today we're doing a little road trip. We're just doing a one-day deal. We're going about 2 hours away to a place called Victorville. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. You know, a lot of times the fun part of getting out of town is seeing things that you've never seen before, kind of like what Willie Nelson says in On the Road Again, seeing things you may never get to see again. And look at this. What an interesting place. Now let's head off to our destination. We're not too far now. I think about 10 minutes away. There's a sign up there for Roy Rogers Drive. Well, we've made it to Old Town Victorville, as you can see. Lately, I've been thinking more and more about doing Route 66, and I thought today would be fun to come check out the Route 66 Museum here in Victorville. Maybe it'll be a little bit more inspiring to me, because it's a really kind of a cool time in history that we probably won't see again with the freeway system, where families get in a car and travel along this mother road and got to see and experience this kind of bonding time in American exploration and adventure for, you know, the average family. The friends could get in a car and go. This depicts the end of the mother road, which when we do it, this will be the beginning. We will do it in reverse. Let's see, it goes Los Angeles, Pasadena, San Bernardino, Main Street of America, then Victorville to Barstow. And every time I think of Barstow, I think of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The gateway to California, Needles. Now let's go check out this museum. What do you say? Oh, you can tell at night there's a great neon sign that's lit up there, Route 66. We've done that before. The Wigwam Motel. Did that for Jaw's birthday. Here you can see the now showing American graffiti, and then the little post over here says guardrail post from Route 66. It says built in the late 1930s as Red Rooster, later Les Pyrenees restaurant, museum dedicated to those who lived, passed through, and passed on here. Take a look at this. As soon as we walk in, we see the old sign from the Trails restaurant, and then they have the original booth that sat at Santa Monica Pier for Route 66. This was a temporary booth that they used to bring out there every day, and now he's got a permanent one, so the owner donated it to be here. Cool as that. There you can see it being used in action. And take a look at Auto Bill. It's gonna be great. Some old Route 66 signs. An old part of a bus that you can actually get in and take photos with. Oh, nice. Look at that. Then over here you can see the First National Bank of Victorville, 1917. And this is showing the old bank building, and then when they ended up demolishing it. Now what's really neat is all of this stuff out here, this isn't even part of the actual museum. This is just kind of like a primer before you walk in, which is really cool. Howdy, welcome to Mayhan's. There you've got some old appliances, some old luggage, old green slot motel sign. Oh, and the Twin Arrows. That's part of Route 66. And of course, an outhouse. Very fitting for a Route 66 trip. But now we're walking into the Route 66 Museum. Take a look at this. And they're saying on Route 66 you would have seen these signs. They were joke signs that Burma Shave used to put along the side of the road. As you were coming along, you would see like a different section of it. And it was just meant to make you laugh while you're driving. Got some Will Rogers mention up here and some old signs. And here's an old Route 66 sign, but then they also have an old switchboard from Rancho Cucamonga to show how, before cell phones, this is how it really worked. This is how they used to patch you through in a local community. We kind of saw this when we came in. This was the early camper, kind of what you would take hitched to the back of your car for a trip. You could kind of really do everything here. You see that they've got a whole setup for a kitchen and where they're dining, and then you can actually sleep inside this side. You can see they've got it all set up like a bedroom. Probably wouldn't be comfortable for somebody my size, but people were much smaller back then, obviously, so you could see the stars at night or let some air in here. You can see there's the hitch for it, but also a Coca-Cola cooler there and a thermos and everything. The whole camping experience. You can see here with this art going along the wall, all the states that are in Route 66 are part of that trip. So you can see Illinois is where it starts or ends, depending on where you do it. Obviously, if you're starting in California, that's the end. Then you've got Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and then you've got some of Texas, and of course New Mexico, and Arizona, and California. Here's part of the true roadside experiences. Getting to have the old time diner foods and milkshakes, getting to see the old signage. Sometimes, even if it's not neon, it's quite amazing to look at. And then you've got, of course, Big Boy and all this great iconic art that used to sell these things. That's an eye catcher. Those two are getting awful cozy. Have yourself some New Grape, a flavor you can't forget. So this is really cool because this explains how it all kind of started. They say that Indian trails and wagon roads followed water. Railroads followed wagon roads and water. The first U.S. highways followed railroads. The interstate blasted through wherever they needed to be, have shortened distances, fewer curves, and fewer grades, thus breaking the bonds between rails and pavement. There's an old Santa Fe Railroad ad. Then you can see some of the old route here, where some of the train stops and everything would be going through Pomona and all the way up into Victorville over here. And some of the long lost depots and things that you would have seen along the road. I know that San Bernardino was just named the #1 most dangerous city in the US, but there are some great things worth visiting here, and you don't have to completely be afraid when you come here. Can you imagine if we were doing that on a constant basis without the technology of today? And then here's some of the old roadside diner stops. Baghdad Cafe, that was very popular. Cozy Dogs, the Summit Inn. My friend Lunell had loved this part of the vlog. These are acrylic nails depicting different stops and different parts of the Mother Road. They were a donation. And here's some old badges. And the cool thing about this museum is it's free. It's donation only. So if you buy a shirt or if you put something in their little coin bucket, that helps. Now they have another section of this museum that is just Victorville stuff, and then also a section that's Dale Evans and Roy Rogers. I'm really looking forward to that part. And here's some license plates from all along the Mother Road. Land of Lincoln, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. And a little nod to the railroad system. And then just things to keep you entertained along the drive and things to stop and see. Kind of what made it fun was all the little roadside attractions that were created to get out and stretch your legs. This guy kind of has the right idea. Look at him. And him. Now I'm gonna head into the Dale and Roy exhibit. I can't wait. Look at that right away. There he is. Here you have some of their spurs on display. They're buried out here, right not too far from here. I went to their grave before and they had a ranch house out here. Take a look at that old lunchbox. How cool is that? And some figures inside there. And their books. You can see Dale Evans' book right there. Say Yes to Tomorrow. And then of course, Happy Trails. Her life story. Now this is one of those awesome things that I really wish I would have been vlogging when it was around, because now it's gone. The Roy Rogers Museum. They had quite a collection, and they even had a statue of Trigger out front. But I think we're gonna be able to find that before we leave town. I think I know where it's at. But as you can see, 1967 to 2003, and then as I understand, it just closed, you know? It was just gone. Too bad. Really sad, because he was known as King of the Cowboys, as you can see here. It's really sad that a lot of these museums are now closing, and you know why they're closing. It's because of lack of interest. That's why people like me are out here, trying to get people like you to come see it. Look at the brandings up there. I assume that's what those kind of are. Here you can see a family photo. There we've got a signed photo. A trick rope right there. And then a couple of these are signed. You can see down here on Bells of Coronado it's signed, and then also up here in this photo up here. And I guess this top one as well, I just noticed. And take a look at that artwork, isn't that great? That's wonderful. And I think that must be one of their horse bridles. Now let's go out to the main entryway. There's a couple of cool things I want to show you out there we haven't seen yet. Then as we come back out here, we've got an old Western Union machine. How cool is that? Here we've got an old time stove. A bunch of kind of old cars depicting the Route 66 experience. And then we've got an old gas station here with an old truck that we're allowed to get into. Kind of a Jed Clampett deal. Let's take a look. Isn't that great? With some old gas pumps. And they encourage you to get in there and take photos. They want people to come and have fun. So we will. I'm gonna let the ghost do the driving. And then as we come out of that little gas station they've created there, and you get your Kicks on Route 66 sign, you also get the old time diner experience. You've got the old Pepsi machine where you just open the door and pull the bottle out. You've got a working, that's right, an operating jukebox, old school pinball, and the booth for splitting a milkshake, Richie Cunningham style, Happy Days style. And what a display. What a cool museum. Oh, look at it. They turned the Green Spot Motel on. Cool. Then you have kind of that old 50s experience right here too. Now let's see if we can't find something in this gift shop to purchase and help support this place. Oh, this is really cool. Kind of shows you some of the things you'll see along the way. And then it has the actual route right there, showing you where exactly it goes and where exactly it ends and begins. So this is kind of a fun thing you can do if you are doing the entire route for like a little trip or anything. Get one of their passports and you can get it stamped at various stops along the route. Alright, let's head off to our next stop. So if you're wondering what I purchased here, I got what made sense to me, a map of the old road and a little sticker for my record player, a little Victorville US Route 66. So if you're wondering why I visited this today and not when I actually take the trip, it's because I plan on doing the vlogs a little differently, a little bit more of a road trip style, and I don't want to put something like this that would be a pretty cool 20-minute video in, you know, a video where I'm trying to cover some ground. So thought it'd be cool to do it this way. Now our next stop is actually not too far from here. The Old Town Route 66 sign there. So we're actually going about a mile up the road from the museum. Now, since I wasn't around to see the actual trigger statue that was out at the museum, I don't know if this is it or not, but I do have a friend that lives out this way, and they said, I know you've been out to Victorville and Apple Valley before, but you didn't go check out the 24-foot tall trigger that was there. And I said, you're right, I didn't. So I wanted to make sure before we took off today that we stopped and said what's up to Trigger. He was the best friend of the King of the Cowboys. You got to, don't you? I feel better about this trip now. Kind of like how they did down here in the base. They put all those little horseshoe prints. Well, even though I know I vlogged this once before, Elmer passed away since we were last here, and this had closed down for a while, and now it's back open. So I wanted to come and end the video out here at the Bottle Tree Ranch. Like I said, if you want to see the full place, go look up my Bottle Tree Ranch video, but I just wanted to come and check it out again because I was worried when I heard that he passed away that there was a chance that it might not ever reopen. And then from what I understand, at the museum, some of his family members decided to, check this out, decided to reopen it. Alright my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. If you're ever looking for a reason to come out to Apple Valley and Victorville, I think I showed you some today. Have a great night, and thank you Carol and Rich Kaiser for making a donation to my channel. I really appreciate it. We'll see you all later. Goodbye.